All right, this is episode, I believe, 22 of the series. I've recorded several in the last few days and intend to keep that going, so I'm sort of losing track of the count. But I can tell you that where I left off on the last recording, which was an hour or so ago, we were working on this method, and by we I mean me. I sort of lapse into the plural sometimes. It seems sort of instructory, I guess. Anyway, uh, and this method is less than awesome in a variety of ways, not the least of which is that we have this catching of all exceptions and then eating it. And so one of the things I wanted to do, I gave up at the moment, but I do want to get away from. This is really kind of what I'm trying here. So there are a few bad things that are happening, not the least of which is we don't probably want to just swallow an exception if it happens somewhere in here. Anyway, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. So let's go back to the Trello board, and we're still in this get repos for a user. I won't really consider that done until we get another acceptance test in there around some of this stuff where in terms of end-to-end tests, we're actually getting things back from GitHub. So there are a few things not to like here. I kind of wouldn't mind at some point refactoring this to be more declarative. I really don't like iterating through a collection and building a list. That's sort of icky in a world where link exists. Let's see, what else? Well, anyway, let's... I wonder if this would work. At least we wouldn't have this empty block. Okay, it does. And I guess I'm returning an empty list here. Okay, so that's at least a little better. Should return a profile with name matching single result name. What else do we want? I don't want this. Single Eric repos. So I guess I could get... I probably want the repository's URL. I wonder if there's a zip in here, because that's really... I want the code. Okay, there's no zip. Stargazer's URL. Wow. Contents, compare, merges, downloads URL. Let's follow this and see where it leads. Cancel. No. That could have gone better. So these are all the API URLs created, pushed. We probably want language. Has issues, has downloads. Interesting. Get URL. Look at that. I don't even know what that does. I probably should. I think it's very not in vogue for people not to know everything about GitHub. But, you know, I am often making things up as I go. So all of these are API URLs. Private ID I probably don't care about. Description I may care about. But let me not get too speculative. I think that the main thing I need... Let me confirm this. I know... yes, go here and do that. What? Why is that an API one? Oh, because it's right there in the... Yeah, this is what I meant to click on. And so what if I do master... GitHub download repo URL. Fetching a remote. Oh. GitHub. Let's go here and then download zip. Okay, so it's archive master.zip, and that is from the base URL. So I want the URL and, come on. So I need this and the language. Now let's go back to writing these tests. And then I will write an acceptance test that sort of describes what I'm doing here. Let's say, oh, there's the int again. Should return a profile with URL matching single result HTML URL. Now I think what I'm going to do is pop this guy, since this seems to be the way our... Oops. No, stop it. What just happened? Oh, for goodness sake. With URL matching single result HTML URL. Okay, so... Sorry, what you can't really necessarily tell is that I keep hitting Control and then the wrong key every time. That stays green. So I kind of want this to be the default, that it returns this single result. And other places like this, I will specify that it returns the not found result. Okay. Target.get repos for user, whatever. Now, I should probably confirm at some point. It matters what we pass this method. Yeah. But not at this point. So I'm going to say assert.r=string, and my expected is going to be no. Get past the start URL. Where is it? Did I already pass it? GitHub, Eric Dietrich, GitHub. A lot of stuff about me. API. What would I expect it to be? GitHub.com. I don't know how far. Well, okay. Oh, that's just my URL. HTML URL. Is this it? Yeah. So I will scroll down and say that we're expecting this guy. And the actual is first repo dot. I'll just call it URL. That property doesn't exist. So we will make it exist and get a properly failing unit test. And then I'm going to go over here and probably need to do this just to keep it readable. Trying to be too compact here, repository. Indent this and stop pretending this is a shorter method than it is. And URL=string. This is a J token. item that makes everything green. I don't like having this cast everywhere, so it's making me want to... Do I have any extensions here? I have exceptions. I'm wondering if I can create an extension method for JToken. What happens if JToken? I want to see what this looks like. So JToken implements IEnumerable. This object key, so I'm going to pass it a string, and it could be that the key doesn't exist. I just wonder, static JToken returns a JToken. So it could be that you have a JToken that doesn't convert to a string. Yeah. Huh. I'll leave this for now. But I will make a note. So that's another thing I don't like. It always feels good in like purge mode to go back and fix the things that you don't like. This is also something I don't like, but let's just flesh this out with one more test. For should return a profile with language matching single result language. Awesome. First. Uh-oh. Come on, Visual Studio. And we're gonna assert equals string JavaScript and first repo.language. And just as we did before, we'll declare this property. And now it's properly failing. So let's go here, and now it's getting fairly obvious what needs to happen. We're going to say language equals string item language. Is that going to do the trick? No. Too easy. Subtle. That's interesting. Just wondering if text should matter. And then I'll do one last thing, which is this is a sort of torn on this, but I maybe jumped the gun by passing this in right away. I didn't need to do that. I could have just passed nothing in there. Oops, but here's the thing we can do. Throw exception when, what is it? GitHub user ID is null. I'm going to say argument exception. And I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut and just do an argument exception for null or empty. Target.get repos for user. Probably won't compile. No, it does. Okay. I don't know why I thought that. I guess maybe that's for lambdas. If string is null or empty, GitHub user ID, name of GitHub user. No, crap. Now everything's happy. Now it matters what I pass in. So, there's a lot of action here. I think I am actually going to humor myself. And I'm going to create this class called I don't know. Maybe somebody's done this before I go reinventing wheels. JSoft extensions. Is that what it's called? Or no, Newton Soft JSON extensions. What do you figure? Yeah, I was like, what do you think? There's something on GitHub that has this validation utils. Next, it's a pet peeve of mine. Utils. That always becomes a junk drawer class. Extensions.validate. Oh, so they have extensions. Extension methods is valid, validate. Which makes me wonder if that isn't the path to... There's a static method, validate. No. Deep equals load parse JArray. JToken. It just seems like there's got to be some better way to do that than to just try and catch an exception if it doesn't work. But we're getting a little bit late in the episode, so I am going to create a folder. Call it extensions. I am going to add a class, because my main mission right now is just to clean up... what is this thing called again? JSON.net. My main mission right now is to clean up this method. So I'm going to do that quickly, making use of my existing test coverage. And I'm going to say, this is a public static class, public static string. And I will, there we go. Return string. And I'm going to have key to string. I'm going to say target key. Say item.key to string. Let's see how I feel about this. Using extensions. Hacker finder.ext. Everything goes green. So this gets rid of the brackets and the cast. I like this a little bit better anyway. This doesn't make me wonder if I should I actually even be defining my own domain objects? I don't know. There's no reason I couldn't just like let these be anonymous types. For each item in array, so the next thing that it occurs to me to do is to clean up this into something declarative. And how would I do that? So I have something that maps from a JToken to from a JToken to a repository. So instead of this, I could say actually, before I do that, see how good my link foo is here, flattening out this nasty method. Build repository from token, JToken. And it's mainly going to be this. And token. All right, now there is a method to my madness here. If I am good, this will flatten out in a real hurry. If not, well, I tried. So what I want to do is say array.select, and I want to take the, I'll just call it a JToken, and build repository from token. And I think this will do the trick. To list. No time to see if this compiles. Oh, look at that. I think that is an excellent note on which to call it an episode here. So still plugging along. This isn't perfect yet, but it's getting better. I'll make this static real quick. Get rid of that line. And then I think I'm going to take this and move it down by its cohort here. And call this make repository from token. How does that sound? JToken. Array of tokens. So array of tokens, and then we're gonna return the array of tokens, select the token to a repository, and then make that a list. I don't remember why I'm doing all these as iList, but that is enough for now. I am going to commit this, and we're still working. Closer to done on get repos for user. Commit, sure, sync and push to master. And that is it. I will see you next time.